Sunday, which is the last weekend day that any of us can vote early in the elections of our lifetime. Every single one of us have made the decision that for the benefit of not just our fellow Americans, but for the people of the future,
Love you, Beto!
our kids, our grandkids, not old enough to vote today, those kids and grandkids that will follow in the generations to come. While we can still get this right, while we can still decide 242 years into this experiment, that is the exception, not the rule in world history. We get to freely choose those who will represent us and guide the course and the direction this country will take. Well, we have some of the greatest challenges that any of us have faced in this country in our lifetimes. A level of division, partisanship, polarization, unseen in my 46 years on the planet, maybe yours if you've been here longer.
Yes.
A pettiness, a smallness, a meanness, paranoia, just downright hatred. We see from far too many people, not just in our personal lives, but increasingly in public life. That makes it harder for us to find the common ground, to form the consensus, to form common cause, to do the common good for this country. For the big challenges that face us, those existential problems that the generations that follow will shoulder if we cannot make it right today. This community, which understands man-made climate change, perhaps better than any other community in the United States of America, who understands that we are a proud, energy-producing state.
That's right.
And we're grateful for that.
Yes.
And we made this country more energy independent than she's ever been before. But we can do so in a far more responsible way. Higher. And then we can ask that Texas, distinguished for so long by its ingenuity and its innovation, meet that challenge, pass that bar, create the kind of high-wage, high-value, high-skilled jobs that come with it. At the same time, that we seize upon the lead that we have already created, where this state is #1 in the nation today in the generation of wind power. United States of America today are wind and solar jobs, and we're creating them right here in Texas. Not only can we fulfill our obligation to the generations that come, we can ensure that those who are looking for work today, work that provides purpose and function and dignity in their lives, missing from the lives of far too many of our fellow Texans, can find it in this state. We can make sure that our public school educators, our teachers, workers, those who drive the kids home at the end of the day, after everyone's gone, those who are working a second, increasingly a third job, just to make ends meet, those who have the most important job of connecting with that child in front of them, of teaching to them, not to a high-stakes, high-pressure, standardized test that in no way effectively measures that teacher's performance or that child's potential. Those teachers who already sacrificed so much for those kids. That child who's shown up in the same clothes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and by Thursday, that teacher out of her own pocket has paid for a new set of clothes. And feel the dignity to which she or he is entitled as a human being so that they can be at their best in the classroom. Kids who come from mixed immigration status families who do not know that father who dropped them off at the beginning of the day will come back home at the end of the day. Will be deported back to a country they have never seen. Kids who slept in 8 different homes in the first 8 weeks of school and do not know where they're going to rest their heads tonight. It's those kids that our educators connect with and do something absolutely magical in that classroom. Bring out the absolute best in them. Unlock a lifelong love of learning. Once that happens, there's no stopping that child and the things that they will be able to do over the course of their life. What if this state decided that if nearly half our teachers cannot make ends meet on a teacher's salary, then we will decide to pay them a living wage. When they retire, it is a retirement not of poverty, which too many retired teachers face in a state that has not paid a cost of living adjustment in 13 years, but a retirement of dignity, so that we do the right thing by those who have done so much for us, and then we attract the next generation of educators into those classrooms, into one of the most important jobs of public service. Let's hear it for public school education. Or how about this? How about this? In a state where it is harder to be able to see a doctor or afford your prescription medications or see a therapist harder than in any other state in this union, in a state where the largest provider of mental health care services is the county jail system. And in fact, here in Houston, the Harris County Jail has more inpatient mental health care beds than all of the public serving clinics and hospitals and institutions in this state of 28 million people. So bad that too many who have schizophrenia or bipolar disorder literally get arrested on purpose to be taken to jail, where by law, that might be the one place that they can get the care, the housing, the clothes, the food, the psychotropic medications, and the therapy that keep them alive. And it's not cheap. $400 a night to keep someone locked up who has nowhere else to go. Locking up not just their bodies, but their potential, their ability to finish their education, to go to work, to raise their families, to start a punk rock band. They're not just going to make their lives, but our lives better. For $14.50 a day, we can provide outpatient mental health care services and free that person to live with their broken life. This state, which understands the consequences better than any other, could lead the way on guaranteed, high-quality, universal health care for every child. Primary care, specialty care, mental health care, and in a state that is at the epicenter of a maternal mortality crisis, a state that shut down so many of its family planning clinics, that we made it too hard for too many to get a cervical cancer screening, to see a family planning provider, to see a provider of any kind. We're losing them faster than in almost any other state, any other developed country. Universal health care also means everyone makes their own decisions about health. We're going to make sure that this defining immigrant state and story and experience brings what we know to be true, to be good, to be positive, to bear on one of the most important conversations and debates that this country can possibly have. A conversation that should be begun right here in Houston, Texas, the most diverse city in the United States of America. The future of immigration should be written by the people of Texas. We live this and understand this better than anybody else on the planet. And I want to make sure that not only do we guarantee that never again is another child taken from their parents. Every child who's been separated reunited as quickly as we possibly can. We also make sure that going forward, every single dreamer is freed from any fear of deportation. Si queremos asegurar nuestras comunidades, no necesitamos construir muros, no necesitamos mandar el ejército a la frontera, necesitamos tratar a cada persona con respeto, con dignidad, como merecen como humanos. You tell me the challenge, we are up to the task. We are a match for the moment. This pettiness we match with our courage. This meanness, we match with our strength.
Yes.
We match with our ability to find common cause and to seek the common ground with one another to do the common good. We are the answer
Yes.
this country has been waiting for. And we're doing it together. Republicans, Democrats, independents alike in every single one of the 254 counties of Texas coming together, not against anybody, not against another candidate, not against another political party, coming together for one another and this country that we love so much, the greatest country the world has ever known. Some may wonder, is all this hope that we feel at this moment, this inspiration that we have provided for one another, does it amount to anything meaningful? Is it going to change our lives?
Yes.
Will we return to the status quo? Now, I feel that it will. The feeling is one thing, facts and numbers, quite something else. In 2014, the last midterm year, to which we can compare this midterm year, at this point, 158,000 people in Harris County had voted. This year, this midterm year, at the same time, 380,000 people. You are putting hope and inspiration into action and into votes and into the change that we deserve, that we need to be right now at this moment. I promise you, if you will tell everyone in your life, just as soon as you leave here, this is the last day, the last Sunday, the last weekend day that they can vote early. So if they work on Monday and Tuesday all the way through the week, they don't have a second to spare. They're going to college, they've got daycare, they're working 2 jobs to just make ends meet, and this is their day off. This is also their day to stand up and to be counted. We need to invite every single one of us out there. And I promise you, if each of us will do that, we will keep up the work that we've already put in for the next 9 days. So I'm going to be just down the road on I-10 in El Paso, Texas. About a 12-hour drive from here. In another time zone. On the 6th of November, together, we're going to celebrate a victory for Texas.